It is time. It's all about the time. Welcome to Let's Talk Nutrition. Merry Christmas, Happy Holidays, Happy Hanukkah, Happy Kwanzaa. What else? What other holidays are we celebrating?
Boxing Day.
What? Turn your mic on. You're
Boxing Day if we were in Canada.
Boxing Day.
Trying to be in the background so no one heard me.
What else? We got it all covered. We're non-denominational. What is it? Festivus? What's that? What is that
for the rest of us?
What is that? What is Festivus?
That's what we're doing that tomorrow. We have Festivus tomorrow.
That was the made-up holiday at Seinfeld that George and his family.
Oh, okay. Yes. Festivus.
But that's funny because my family actually does that. In December we all get together and we have our gripes about the year and everybody, and then we get over it and start a new year fresh.
I don't do that. I don't like that.
Well, see, we don't. You don't keep it inside and bury it and then be angry with somebody for a year.
Why build up an inventory of complaints and resentment and then unpack all that crap at one sitting? That causes indigestion, gas, burning, diarrhea, constipation, heartburn, and bad feelings.
Everything else could be helped with a probiotic, but the bad feelings.
Yeah, Gina Moss will tell you a probiotic is not going to help that. She's our guest in the first hour. Was a nice segue. She's with Renew Life. Renew your life. How y'all doing? We're nudging our way ever so slowly, maybe not so slowly, toward into these holidays. Hanukkah's coming up. Then Christmas and Kwanzaa and Boxing Day. It's a good time of year. The combination of, I don't know if you remember, back to school. You remember that? In September. Then cold season kicked in right around that time. Early September. A cold season begins during late August, early September, and goes to about March or April, and then flu kicks in around October, and it can last as far as until March. So you had back to school, cold season kicked in, flu season is now in play, and the holidays. So you got those four variables all whirling around in a Vitamix, in a blender. And you're in it too, and so am I. And cold and flu season, I know Stephen just a couple of weeks ago got hit, and I noticed some people around the building. They have that look, the red nosed, watery eyes, and I walk away. I move away real quick. They want to shake my hand. I give them a fist bump. I'm not shaking nobody. I know, man. The CDC has issued a report saying that flu season is officially off to an early start. Oh, my. This is according to researchers at the U.S. Centers for Disease Control and Prevention Epidemic Intelligence Service. What kind of outfit is that? I'm not familiar with that outfit. I'm familiar with the U.S. Centers for Disease Control and Prevention. Then they have the Epidemic Intelligence Service. What are these? Are these scientists and researchers that are like the CIA for bugs, for flu bugs and whatnot? The team of public health experts analyzed national data on flu trends, they said, and issued the warning in a report that said, quote, several influenza activity indicators were higher than is typically seen for this time of year, close quote. Uh-oh. I want to give credit to Catherine Thorbeck. She wrote a piece entitled Flu Season Off to an Early Start, CDC Reports, giving her attribution. Now, when you're under heavy stress, like during this holiday, and maybe you already got infected with a cold virus, and you're under stress, you're abandoning your health routines, not going to the gym, not getting enough sleep and rest because you're out there shopping and this and that, whatnot, not eating well. The confluence of all those factors or variables increase your likelihood to get sick. And then if you put travel into if you're building a multiple regression model, a prediction model, what variables will account for you? The dependent variable would be getting the flu. Travel would be one of the variables that would be put into the model. And it happens all the time. People get on a plane, a couple days later, boom. Stressful. So what do you do about it? Pray. It's hard to know, other than to say to you, and Gina Moss can tell you that probiotics would help, and she'll explain why. I think keeping hydrated, hygiene is, if you can keep your hands away from your face, try doing that. It's very difficult. Like in this studio, I don't know who walks in here when we're gone. These are mics. People are talking into the mics. This is a perfect environment for germs. So we have a can of Lysol over there. I wipe down the counters all the time. These germs get on your clothes. You take them home. You lay them on the bed, your clothes, get the transfer. It's called transfer. Transfers from the bed onto the bedding. Mm-hmm. Then it's on surfaces, doorknobs, whatever, computers. And it gets on your hands. You shake hands with somebody that was just coughing into their hand, and they have the virus.
My grandfather had a mud room when we lived in Illinois, and he took all his clothes off in the mud room, and he would walk through the house in his underwear, and my grandmother would throw a fit. But you know what? He never got sick. And he did not want to bring his clothes from because he did construction. He didn't
want to bring them into the house.
He worked at Southern Illinois University. They're in
okay, so
Carbondale, yeah.
This is a true story. My mother, at one point they were running. She had a hiatal hernia. It was causing issues. There's nothing they could do about that. We were concerned about her heart, so they did a scan of her heart. She's in her 90s, and her arteries in her heart were virtually clean. But she had pulmonary hypertension. The arteries in her lungs, the vessels in her lungs were diseased. And pulmonary hypertension is very difficult to treat. Probably more than a few people listening and watching the show today know this. My father worked for the railroad, REA Express, which was affiliated with the railroad. He worked on the platforms. When he would come home, his clothes were black with soot. Come back, I'll tell you the rest of the story, and I'll tell you what a nurse said to me and made eminently good sense. You are listening to Let's Talk Nutrition, coast to coast and global. Cold and flu season in play. You don't want to play. We'll be back.
I'm Joy McCarthy, holistic nutritionist, and I expect more from my multivitamin. I've researched many vitamins, and what's truly different about Every Woman's One Daily from New Chapter is that it's fermented with probiotics and whole foods and gentle even on an empty stomach. Every Woman's One Daily helps you feel good every day, giving you immune, energy, and stress support, and nutrients for bone and heart health. You will notice a difference. Every Woman's One Daily recently won the Best Multivitamin Award, and I love that it's non-GMO project verified. Discover the wisdom of nature with New Chapter.
Whether you spend your free time on a treadmill, under a car, or in your garden, if your active lifestyle leaves you sore, Body Vigor's Inflammaforce may be exactly what you need. Inflammaforce has a natural herb blend that acts as an anti-inflammatory to help maintain healthy joint and mobility support. There are standardized herbs like white willow, boswellia, turmeric, ginger, and devil's claw. The vegetarian capsule promotes easy digestion and a fast-acting dissolve process. Inflammaforce includes a proprietary enzyme herbal blend full of antioxidants and flavonoids that target pain and inflammation throughout the body. Body Vigor's Inflammaforce contains ingredients that support normal, healthy joint flexibility and function, builds healthy tissue, and helps with your recovery process. So if you're tired of sore joints and inflamed muscles, Body Vigor's Inflammaforce is your answer. Purchase Inflammaforce.
Before I continue my story, I would be remiss if I didn't thank Dominique Ostrander from Jar of Formulas and Ali Shassian. I believe that's how you pronounce her last name. I know her as Ali, with New Chapter. They stopped by yesterday at the Vitamin Discount Center store where I appeared from 12 to 2. And they had some product there, and it was very nice of them to stop by, and we appreciate it. I'm a big fan of New Chapter and Jarrow Formulas. You can't go wrong with them. I never worry about their products and talking about them on the show. And they were very generous with their time, and they're awfully kind and good people, both of them, Dominique and Allie. Nice people. We had a nice conversation. I met Calvin.
Yes.
And then we had the wonderful couple that came in, the veteran,
Yes.
Purple Heart. They'd been listening to my show for years. I don't have permission to use their name. They stopped by, and it was nice to see them. He was a Vietnam veteran and has done much for the vets. And people can be wonderful, you know. So I thank them. So the story. This is cold and flu season, and as I was saying, there's the issue of transfer. You can pick up the germs on your clothes, on your hands, or whatever, and transfer them to other surfaces, to other people. And then when you go home, if the bugs, so to speak, are on your clothes and you put those on the bed, you get a transfer onto the bedding. Gary mentioned that he had an uncle, grandfather, who would take off all his clothes, but for his underwear when he got home from work, because he worked in construction, so he wouldn't bring all that into the house. My father worked on the platforms, trucks, trains. He worked for REA Express that was affiliated with the railroad, so he worked for the railroad. I swear to you, if you're watching the show, as black as my top is, I saw even under his clothes, his body would be almost black with the soot. He eventually died of lung disease at 56. My mother, at 92, her arteries and her heart were clean, pretty much. However, she had pulmonary hypertension, which is a type of high blood pressure that affects the arteries in your lungs, and the right side and the right side of your heart can. Now let me bring in my guest and include her in this conversation. Gina, welcome back to Let's Talk Nutrition. It's great to have you on.
Thank you, Dr. Garko. It's good to hear your voice.
Okay, so I'm going to pay close attention because there's going to be a quiz. Now, it was perplexing that she had pulmonary hypertension in terms of her lungs, but she didn't have coronary artery disease. I was talking about this in the room one day in the hospital when my mother got hospitalized, and a nurse was in there. And she had been a nurse for like 30 years or so. And she asked me, well, what did your dad do? And this, and we were talking, and I told her what my father did. And she said, did your mother do his laundry? I said, of course. And then then ding, ding, ding in my head. All of that soot on his clothing, she inhaled it. Mm. She used to wash his clothes every day. She had to. You couldn't. It was like miners in the mines. Your clothes you can't. You have to wash them. Literally have to wash them every day. And my mother handled those garments. And the nurse said, I wonder if her lungs, she inhaled some or much of those particles. I thought, you know what? That's an interesting hypothesis. Interesting hypothesis. How much merit there is in it, I don't know. But, Gina, welcome back. Have you had any family members to struggle with lung issues and heart issues?
Oh, yes.
Yeah. It's troubling, isn't it? It's hard to deal with.
It is, actually. Environmental toxins and pollutants can absolutely cause problems. My grandfather had a floor sanding business.
Oh, geez.
Hardwood floors, never smoked a day in his life.
Oh.
Clean Mediterranean diet.
Oh.
And he died of emphysema.
Yes, he did. Absolutely. That would be predictable.
and my father as well.
Oh, my
father
goodness.
served in World War II, so there were in the desert. He built airstrips in the Army Corps, and he didn't smoke until later. So he did smoke, so that was the number one problem. But he also was a woodworker. He built the cradles for all the grandchildren, so you got sawdust going into the lawn. So I can totally see the connection there with your grandmother.
What? That was my mother. What about can cleansing help with? I know we can cleanse the liver. We can cleanse, the colon. What's your take on that? When we come back, I'd like to hear it. Is there anything that we can do about that?
Yeah, we do make cleanses at Renew Life that can help support those organs, mullein leaf for the lungs.
All right. When we come back, could you spend just a moment or two talking about that, and then we'll get to what you wanted to say?
Sure.
Yeah. And it's nice to have you on the show. Thanks for stopping by, too, Gina. We appreciate it.
Thank you. It's an honor to be back.
Yeah, we love having you on. 877-897-8255, toll free within the continental United States. 813-636-8255 globally.
The perfect complement to your beauty regimen? Try Form Essentials Zinnia. The finest of its kind, Zinnia offers twice as much biotin as other formulas, which has proven to unlock the vibrancy in even the dullest of hair, skin, and nails. Zinnia breaks through and rejuvenates cells internally, helping you achieve the allure of effortless beauty. Reviving your hair, skin, and nails has never been easier. This essential blend of biotin, alpha-lipoic, and hyaluronic acid, collagen, and vitamin C creates lasting enhancements to your natural good looks. Don't go on wondering. You're worth the results. This combination of ingredients can only be found in Zinnia. Pamper yourself with a proven bit of affordable luxury and start looking your best. Ask for Zinnia by name at your nearest vitamin retailer to begin your journey to restored nails, head-turning hair, and radiant skin today. For more information, visit formessentials.com.
When your alarm goes off, do you jump out of bed with excitement? Or does it take multiple alarms, a few snooze buttons, or a morning caffeine fix to get you going? These habits and daily stress cause a vicious cycle in which sleep becomes increasingly elusive. In fact, 54% of Americans report struggles to fall or stay asleep. For a better night's rest, look no further than Solace, an all-natural dietary supplement that supports healthy sleep and relaxation, so you get the rest you need to wake up clear-eyed, alert, and ready for the day. Solace has given thousands a better night's rest and the power to take back their mornings while enjoying the day ahead of them. Solace is formulated with non-addictive, scientifically proven, all-natural ingredients that support sleep and relaxation, such as melatonin, tryptophan, and 5-HTP. For more information or to order Solace, visit takesolace.com. Solace, for healthy sleep naturally.
Welcome back. Welcome to Let's Talk Nutrition, wherever and however you may be listening or watching the show, and whatever you may be doing. Gina Moss, registered dietitian, educator for Renew Life, is my guest today, talking about the lungs. And we all start with cold and flu season, and we, as it happens in communication, there's an emergent quality, and now we're got to this issue of lungs and lungs getting diseased and from the environment. Industrial work settings and so on. Gina, welcome back. Is there a way to do cleansing for the lungs that really makes any sense?
Well, yes. We at Renew Life make herbal cleanses, and we make total body cleanses. And I don't know if you're aware, I'm sure you are, you're extremely educated in nutrition and the body. There are channels of elimination,
right,
or pathways that the body uses to eliminate toxins. The lungs are one of those channels or pathways. And one of the ways that the lung does clear toxins is through expectorating, which is coughing up phlegm or mucus. And one of the herbs that we use traditionally, now I want to make sure that I'm clear that there's not necessarily a lot of research, Western, I should say, research on some of these herbs, but they've been used for hundreds of years for the same purpose. Mullein leaf is one of those herbs that we use in our cleanses.
What's it called?
Mullein, Mullein.
Mullein leaf.
And it's an herb that is very effective in helping the lungs to increase blood flow. So it stimulates blood flow to the lungs, and then it also helps you expectorate or cough up toxins in the lungs. So we have these total body cleanses that mullein leaf is one of those things. I do want to be clear that you all understand, anytime if you are sick already, like if you've got a cold or some kind of flu coming on, you do not want to be cleansing. You want to wait till that time period passes.
All right, that's a good point. Why? It's
too hard on the body to, first of all, try to fight infection, which all these foreign invaders are coming in, when you're starting to feel that tickle in the back of your throat and headache and sneezing. There's an excess of bacteria, bad bacteria or pathogenic bacteria that is invading you. So to be doing a cleanse at the same time is not good, because the body then has to fight the infection in addition to kind of dealing with a little bit of die-off that can occur sometimes when you're...
So you're exacerbating the condition and maybe even creating more bacteria for the body to have to deal with. Not creating the bacteria, but dealing with the die-off. In other words, you've given it another task to do when it should be trying to get that immune system amped to take care of the infection. I get it.
Yes, but you also made a really good point, Dr. Garko. What's happening also is toxins, herbs in the body for cleansing release toxins.
Mm-hmm.
They pull toxins out of the tissues.
Yep.
Those toxins give off bad bacteria.
Yes, sir.
Which, what you just said, fighting the infection, now you've got more bad bacteria because the cleanse is pulling those toxins, which are giving off bad bacteria. The number one support product for cleansing when you're healthy is probiotics, because now you're putting that good bacteria back into the body. The good bacteria crowd out the bad, and hopefully they are eliminated through the colon.
So the 7 channels of elimination in the human body are the liver, the lungs, the lymphatic system, the blood, the colon, and the kidneys. Now, what's interesting, Gina, I talk with doctors of different stripes, allopaths, naturopaths, and whatnot. And there's disagreement between and among them as to whether or not these 7 channels of elimination are capable of handling the body burden that all of us carry of from the environment, the chemicals that we pick up through the food chain, through the soil, the air, the water, and whatnot. I don't think we evolved for these 7 channels of elimination or cleansing or whatever you want to call them to handle this body burden. That's why people are carrying, most everybody is carrying around some degree of body burden of these unwanted chemicals that can be carcinogenic. I'm not making this up. This is science. I've written about it. I wrote a long series on this topic. And they don't believe in cleansing. Other doctors now are starting to come around and say, you know, maybe Chinese medicine after 5,000 years, they've been doing this. Maybe these herbs can serve a purpose in cleansing, and they're starting to come around a little bit. I see a little bit of movement, but oftentimes it's treated as hocus pocus because there isn't a lot of clinical trials to support it. But it doesn't dissuade me, though, in this instance, to use some of these herbs like mullein, like you mentioned. So what's the name of the product for the lungs that you mentioned?
We make actually our 4 total body cleanses. So that would be First Cleanse, Total Body Cleanse, Cleanse Smart, which, by the way, has won the Vitae Award 10 years in a row.
Wow.
It is our #1 cleanse. It's a long cleanse. It's 30 days, but you can do that cleanse for 15 days and then save the other 15 days for another time.
Right.
And then we have a 7-day cleanse, which is it's called Total Body Rapid Cleanse, 7-day, but hey, it's better than nothing.
So you wouldn't advise doing this cleanse during the holidays, wait till after the holidays and then do it. But you would advise taking probiotics, wouldn't you? Right now.
I would. In fact, traditionally, our #1 season for cleansing all across in BDC, in all the other stores, is January, because everybody's been having a lot of fun over the holidays, as it should be, and celebrating. And so it's kind of more, it's actually too hard on the body to be doing a cleanse than going to parties and, you know, doing things that we don't normally do.
Yeah, it's sort of like going to confession and then stepping outside the booth and then committing the sin all over again.
Kind of.
You say, wait a minute, I got to go back in there and confess this so I can commit it again. Right?
Yeah.
So, I used to be so scared to go to confession.
Yeah.
When I was a boy.
I was raised in the Eastern Orthodox Church, and we had confession too. It's very similar to Catholicism.
Yeah, bless me, Father, for I have sinned. And my sins were, you know, in the scheme of things, not that bad.
Right. I did want to point out one thing about probiotics when you're not cleansing in this season of bombardment.
Oh, well, save your thought. Save your thought. We'll catch you on the other side of these messages. It's a hard break. And then the intern has something to say, and we'll allow the intern to talk.
Don't be stressed out. The perfect complement to your beauty regimen? Try Form Essentials Zinnia. The finest of its kind, Zinnia offers twice as much biotin as other formulas, which has proven to unlock the vibrancy in even the dullest of hair, skin, and nails. Zinnia breaks through and rejuvenates cells internally, helping you achieve the allure of effortless beauty. Reviving your hair, skin, and nails has never been easier. This essential blend of biotin, alpha-lipoic, and hyaluronic acid, collagen, and vitamin C creates lasting enhancements to your natural good looks. Don't go on wondering. You're worth the results. This combination of ingredients can only be found in Zinnia. Pamper yourself with a proven bit of affordable luxury and start looking your best. Ask for Zinnia by name at your nearest vitamin retailer to begin your journey to restored nails, head-turning hair, and radiant skin today. For more information, visit formessentials.com.
When your alarm goes off, do you jump out of bed with excitement? Or does it take multiple alarms, a few snooze buttons, or a morning caffeine fix to get you going? These habits and daily stress cause a vicious cycle in which sleep becomes increasingly elusive. In fact, 54% of Americans report struggles to fall or stay asleep. For a better night's rest, look no further than Solace, an all-natural dietary supplement that supports healthy sleep and relaxation, so you get the rest you need to wake up clear-eyed, alert, and ready for the day. Solace has given thousands a better night's rest and the power to take back their mornings while enjoying the day ahead of them. Solace is formulated with non-addictive, scientifically proven, all-natural ingredients that support sleep and relaxation, such as melatonin, tryptophan, and 5-HTP. For more information or to order Solace, visit takesolace.com. Solace for healthy sleep naturally.
Gina Mosh, registered dietitian, works for Renew Life as an educator for them, is on the show. And Gina, we have a very nice intern in the studio from HCC, Hillsborough Community College. Introduce yourself to the ladies and gentlemen.
Hello. I'm Sammy. Nice to meet everybody.
This is Sammy, Gina. She had a question for you.
Hi, Sammy.
Hi.
Go ahead.
Okay. It was about the how you say, the probiotics. Is it also important to also do the colon hydrotherapy as well after the holidays or before then?
Well, that's a great question. That's a good question. Go ahead. I'll let you answer that. Then I'll give you my take on that. Go ahead.
It just depends. Colon hydrotherapy has been used for a long, long time. And in fact, the founder of our company, Brenda Watson, was also a colon hydrotherapist.
Exactly.
It's basically a technique whereby using gentle, warm water lavage and specific type of massage on the abdomen and in the lower part of the abdomen can help to cleanse the body of fecal matter, essentially, because remember what the colon is, basically your waste treatment factory. And some people can't eliminate that. So for some people, yeah, that could be, colon hydrotherapy could be an option. And probiotics are used, I mean, we believe, of course, probiotics should be used every day. And I can explain why later if you're interested. But colon hydrotherapy is just one form of cleansing. Some people don't want to do that, so herbal cleansing would be also good. Some people use them in combination. So that's what...
There's mixed there are the truth be told mixed reviews on colon hydrotherapy. I have used colon hydrotherapy, and I did 5-6 sessions before bringing a guest onto the show to talk about it because I wanted to experience it. And as fate would have it, at the time I had the flu, and I want to tell you, I did feel better. During the 5-day, no, it was more than 5 days, but like a 2-week period. I did like 4 or 5 sessions over a 2-week period, and I felt better. I felt a lot better during while having the flu and during the colon hydrotherapy. That's all I can really say about it. And I know that Dr. Watson was a colon hydrotherapist and did that for many years. So
yes.
It is an option. There are mixed reviews. You just need to do the research. I can't diagnose and treat and recommend that way. So I'm just saying that there are experts that say yes, and some say no. You have to decide. Probiotics. Which one is really robust to amplify the immune system if somebody's a bit immunosuppressed?
Well, I would suggest probably you want the most potent. Potent, if you remember, is the number of good bacteria that are in the formula. So, for example, billions, when you see billions on the label. In Ultimate Flora by Renew Life, you'll see anything from 15 billion, that's 15, that's the lower potency, to 200 billion. And what I do in the winter time when I am traveling, and there's flu and cold season, I take the most I can. I'll jump from my normal 50 billion, which is my standard formula or potency, and I'll jump up to the 100 billion that we make or the 150 billion. There's more strains, and the higher you go east, the strains are the microbes or the different kinds of bacteria. So once again, billions are the numbers of bacteria. Strains are the different kinds of bacteria. And our gut is very, very diverse. And you want the most you can afford. So the more the better.
Okay.
And what they do, could I take 1 minute to explain
You got exactly that, because we're almost out of time, but do it.
Okay. Probiotics live on the digestive tract wall, in the mucus lining, in your digestive tract. They crowd out bad bacteria. They take up their food supply and their home, and the bad bacteria die off. When you have a balanced digestive system, because you have good bacteria, you have better nutrient uptake. You can digest your food better, along with enzymes, of course, too. When you can digest your food better, you can have better nutrient uptake, which helps it support your immune system. And that's why probiotics help with immune function, and you won't get as cold. You won't get colds and flu as much,
Okay.
hopefully.
I would direct the listener and the viewer to a website by the U.S. National Library of Medicine. And the website is called clinicaltrials.gov. There you can find clinical trials that are being done with particular dietary supplements, particular therapies. For example, I found a study there entitled Effects of Fasting and Hydrocolon Therapy plus Probiotics on gastrointestinal microbiota in intolerances and irritable bowel syndrome. So in this study, they looked at fasting, hydrocolon therapy, and probiotics, and their effect on the microbiota when somebody has IBS. That's an interesting trial. So go to clinicaltrials.gov. Good source. You can get in touch with trials that are in progress, that had just started, or halfway through, whatever, or have been completed, or have been abandoned. It will tell you. clinicaltrials.gov by the U.S. National Library of Medicine. Gina, thank you so much. Those tips will help for the holiday. In other words, wait to do the cleanse and using Renew Life's different kits that they have for cleansing, but do the probiotics during the holidays if you feel that you're a little immunosuppressed or want to keep your immune system optimal. Gina, if I don't get to see you or talk to you before all these holidays are, come to the day, I want to extend the happiest and healthiest of holidays to you and your family.
Thank you, and to you as well, and all the viewers out there.
Thanks a lot. Yes, our listeners and viewers, we're coast to coast, about 65 markets, including Hawaii, and we're global. And when we come back, we'll get to the top of the hour, and with the Ghost from Christmas Past. No, will be our guest at the top of the hour. That would be nice. I'd like to talk to the Ghost from Christmas Past, wouldn't you? All those memories. We'll be back. Welcome to the show. Thanks for tuning in. Great to be with you. Happy holidays, Merry Christmas and whatnot, Hanukkah, and all those holidays. We love it. Boy, it's gotten complicated, huh? I feel like I'm walking on a minefield every time. I got to just be so careful. I don't want to offend anybody. Even if you have good intentions, you may inadvertently say something that's not PC. Oh well. We're trying. Hope that you had a wonderful week, and we're here at the end of the week. But as I always say, we're not at the end of our rope, at least not yet. And I want to thank the folks that came out yesterday who stopped by the Vitamin Discount Center store in South Tampa. And I especially want to thank Dominique Ostrander from Jar of Formulas and Ali Shassian from New Chapter for stopping by. And they were very nice, and they had samples and this and that. And always nice to talk with them. And Calvin, a longtime listener of the show, got to meet him and others, and some longtime guests stopped by yesterday. Turnout was a little light for this. It's this time of year. I get that, but I wanted to get out a little bit, and we're going to come for the first of the year. We're going to be doing some. The next place we're to appear is in Temple Terrace, Gary.
Yes.
You need to turn your mic on.
We're going to be at Temple Terrace at the Vitamin Discount Center, which is almost right across the street from Mosey.
Yeah,
so if you're familiar with
cat
that.
a corner from it.
Yeah.
It's up on Fowler Avenue. It's 2 doors down from Starbucks. That Vitamin Discount Center store has been there for forever. Yeah. So we'll be that's Sophia is the manager in that store. We'll be appearing there. I don't have the exact date. That'll be in January. And that store is smoking, man.
It is a busy store.
Woo. It's all her efforts. Her customer base is phenomenal. And we invite all retailers to get in touch with the show. Let us know who you are, where you are. We'll call us. We'll put you on the air. Talk to us.
And if I'm driving through Georgia, I might stop by your store, even though you're not there on a Sunday.
And he did. Gary stopped by the Ada Zinc store in Clarksville, and Rufino wasn't there.
Yeah, I got there really early, but we travel and we stop by people's stores.
Absolutely. I go into all stores and talk with folks. Oh, so you're not okay? Yeah, we have customers that come in here and said they heard you on the radio or saw you on internet TV and this and that. Yeah, we're non-denominational. We love them all because they're the connection to the consumer. And these are good people. They're trying to make a living, and they're doing a good thing, helping people with dietary supplements and natural products. It's great. It's all good. So we're optimistic about that. So we'll be in Temple Terrace come January. Is that a meet and greet or is that a health fair? What is that?
That's going to be a meet and greet.
Yeah. I'm going to change that name. It's more about you. I want to meet you.
We are. We're meeting and greeting them.
Yeah, but I want you to bring your health questions, and I'm going to think about how to frame this so that people get the idea. This is not about me. This is about you. I'm trying to connect to you and get a chance to thank you, and it's a gratitude. How about that? It's a gratitude meet and greet. And I want to express my gratitude to you for supporting this show. We didn't get here because we're in a vacuum. We got here because of you, the listener and the viewer. 12 years worth of it. And we're grateful. That's what I'm about, anyway, with all my faults. Here's how to connect.
You can reach us at 877-897-8255. That's 877-897-8255. Or follow us on Facebook at Let's Talk Nutrition. That's one word. Or on Instagram at Let's Talk Nutrition. Don't forget, Dr. Garko's personal email is drgarko@letstalknutrition.com. And we also have our app. Our app is running. You can download it from your Android.
They fix it.
Yeah, your Android or App Store. They've been working on it. So as of yesterday, it was working. So I can't tell you about today.
We're trying to iron out a couple of, we're doing a lot of technological things for this show. By the way, you call in, we can stream you. So if you have a tendency to be, if you're not shy, not only can we have the audience hear your voice, we can actually put your image up on the screen and put you global. Yeah, we have that ability to stream a caller. Not only are they streaming me, but we can stream you. Let's go to St. Petersburg, Florida. Okay, Joseph.
Hey, Doc. I apologize. I really was looking forward to getting up there, and you know what? I picked up a screw in my tire.
Uh-oh.
I got tied up at the gas station, and I said, well, that's it. But you know what? I want to make an effort if I can. I have Wednesday is my last weigh-in with the program, and if I may, I'd like to come down to the station and just give you a better heads up of how the whole program went for me.
Absolutely.
But I'm doing real good.
What we're going to do...
177.
Okay, hold on a second. Don't hang up when we're done talking, and then Stephen will get some information. We'll get you connected to Gary, and Gary can make that arrangement for you to come into the studio, because you just can't, because you just can't walk into the building. There's big,
no.
they do everything. They frisk you. No, they don't do that. But you can't get through the doors. You have to have somebody escort you. There's cameras everywhere. I mean, it's just the way it is. But we would love to have you come in. You started at what weight?
Well, I was, believe it or not, I was about 219 pounds when I first started.
And how much are you today? How much did you weigh this morning?
177.
Oh, my land. Wow.
But Doc, I'm on 2,100 calories.
Oh, you're
a day now.
Okay, so you went from 1,200 to 2,100.
Well, actually, I went from 800 to 21. But you know what, Doc? I can't even do 2,100.
You feel full.
A lot of calories.
It's a lot of food, isn't it?
Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
But you know what, Doc? I'm still not doing until Wednesday, my last weigh-in. I'm still not doing dairy. I'm not doing grains, but I am introducing some olive oil and some coconut oil in my diet.
Yeah. I can't tell you what to do. I can tell you what the literature says. I can tell you what the science says. I can tell you my own experience. When I cut out the dairy, I boosted my health index 10 points. Absolutely.
I believe that. Yeah, I believe that.
I did. I'll pass. If you can stay off of it, you might want to think about just staying off of it.
I'm thinking about it seriously.
Well, I mean, what would you want to eat? Milk, yogurt, ice cream, what?
Well, I'm allowed to have cottage cheese in the diet because it's processed differently. But I would like to get into my lentils and my beans.
Absolutely.
And, I do.
Yeah, the legumes, man. Got to do the legumes.
So, I mean, I like my beans. I'll do my macaroni occasionally.
You can eat whole grain pasta, brother.
That's what I'm gonna do.
All right, so well, listen, we're heading into some messages. Don't hang up. We're going to get an email address, a phone number from you, and Stephen will give that to Gary, but make sure you give him an email address so he can contact you, okay? We'll be back coast to coast.
Are you suffering from
Welcome back to Let's Talk Nutrition. I'm one of the few producers and hosts of a nationally syndicated health talk show that has a producer that has a mule.
That doesn't like me.
Whose name is Molly.
Well, it's Dell's mule. It just doesn't like me.
Molly the mule. You can't make this up.
No.
That's where Gary lives, out in a place. What's the name of that town?
It's north of Dade City. It's called Trillacucci.
There you go. Need I say more? And he has a mule. They have yes, I kid you not. And she's mean.
Yeah.
Molly the mean mule.
Yeah.
That's a nice alliteration. Molly the mean mule. You have a picture of her?
No.
You haven't asked the most important question: is why does Gary have a mule?
You see, that's why he's on that side of the glass. See, that's
Okay, so
answer the question.
All right, so we got the mule to protect the goats from the coyotes, and that didn't work.
She didn't do her job.
No.
Coyotes are afraid of mules?
Well, no, they could beat them up. The mule would kick them and fight with them, and the coyote has got the goats anyway.
So let me understand. You also have goats out there?
Not anymore. They got eaten.
I mean, I don't have an answer.
I'm looking at Steven. Steven's looking at me, and we're shaking our head
like that old nursery rhyme. Like, to get to the mule, to get to the goats, to avoid the coyotes, you get the keep going, and so you just keep adding different animals until it works. What's your next?
So Dale had a herd of goats. Okay, and then there was a huge coyote invasion, and so then the coyotes started eating the goats. So the neighbor gave him the mule because the neighbor didn't want the mule because they couldn't catch the mule. So we put the mule in the pasture to protect the goats because the coyotes didn't eat the mule. So we thought it wouldn't eat the goats. And well,
you all have too much time on your hands. Goats and mules. Detective Fritz.
And then he's got this huge Great Dane dog named Denver. And it fights with the mule, but it only fights with the mule if you're there. And if you're not there, it doesn't even pretend the mule's there.
There's something wrong with y'all. Y'all ain't right in the head.
Yeah,
like they're saying, you're all a little afflicted out there. This is what I deal with, and this is what goes on during the breaks. I hear stories about Molly the mule, and oh my goodness, it keeps we lighten it up. I hope you're having a good day. 877-897-8255, 877-897-TALK. So here we are. How about some nutritional and lifestyle strategies to stay healthy during the holidays? That sounds good to me. Remind myself, this is a time of year for family, friends, food, festivities, and faith. Can't forget that. Unfortunately, it's also a time for what? Colds and flu, high stress levels, consuming unhealthy foods and beverages, overindulging, emotional distress, and loneliness. Traveling nightmares, among other factors, undermining our health and increasing the likelihood of illness during the holidays. Lest I forget to tell you, there is some research. I have the study here. First, I have the study was done it was published in a journal called Circulation by the American Heart Association. Here's the title of the study. Cardiac mortality is higher around Christmas and New Year's than any other time. The holidays as a risk factor for death. And the holidays are. Because stress levels do rise. Those who are cardiovascularly impaired, high blood pressure, coronary artery disease, propensity for stroke or heart attack, that added stress may be just enough to create that tipping point and put you over the tipping point. So it's very real. This is not a science fiction. And I published an article on holiday heart attacks and strokes. So what can you do? I look for the small wins. I'm a big fan. First thing, hydrate. I kid you not. I know that sounds like, come on. It is a small win, but hydrate. Why? Because most likely people are going to be drinking more alcohol, which is dehydrating during the holidays. They're going to be eating foods that tend to dry them out, right? Tend to make them constipated. So hydrate. At least 8-ounce glasses of water a day. They've been saying that forever. You know what? That still works for me. It took me a long time to get it into my thick head to drink more water. Now I drink water a lot all day long. Water is essential for optimal health. You are about 68% water, somewhere in the mid 60% range. That's about the same amount of water that's on the planet, by the way. You're made up of at least 2/3 of water. You don't need to make a big inferential leap to say, wait a minute, if I'm at least 2/3 water, then maybe I need water. Come on, we can do this. And it can help suppress appetite a little bit. I think that's way overstated. I know people that drink a lot of water and eat like they eat for a clear day, no matter how much water they drink. It can help, and water's help to detoxify your body. It's great. And it can help prevent dehydration. Come back, I'll give you some more health tips, lifestyle and nutritional ones for staying healthy during the holidays.
Are you waking up?
Almost 52% of men experience erectile dysfunction and benign prostatic hyperplasia. If you've had challenges with virility, sexual health, or low energy, Body Vigor's Alpha Extension may be the answer for you. Body Vigor's Alpha Extension can help revitalize your alpha male and extend your love. Our formula is one of the highest quality nutraceuticals available, formulated to support the processes involved in promoting a healthy male sex drive, energy, and stamina. Alpha Extension has 2 powerful herbal blends, Virilla Max, which focuses on male sexual health, and T-Pump Activator, which helps balance your testosterone levels. Revitalize your alpha male with Body Vigor's Alpha Extension, exclusively available on Amazon.com.
Besides receiving that dreaded, ugly Christmas sweater, man, I got a bunch of those sitting in my...
It's going to be 57 tomorrow.
And...
I'm just saying.
I wish I were 57. Besides that ugly Christmas sweater that you might receive, boy, that's ungrateful. I shouldn't say that. You're going to get some other gifts you don't want to. I mentioned them before. Lots of stress, colds and flu, abundance of unhealthy foods and beverages, loneliness, depression, traveling nightmares, never mind the weight gain, the unhealthy, unreturnable gift that keeps on giving, that weight gain. What can you do during these holidays? Like I said, please, just drink some water. Got mine. Here's my bottle. I drink about 3 or 4 of these a day. Still not enough. Should be 2 liters. I should get the 2 liters. How about some conscious eating? What gets people really into trouble, you get to that party, and then you unconsciously start to consume those hors d'oeuvres and the holiday eggnog, and you're talking with Mary Ann and Billy Joe and, all those people from Kentucky with 2 names. Mm-hmm. Gary.
Oh, yeah.
Everybody in your family had 2 names, right?
Yep. Amber Dawn, Diana Lynn, Norma Jean.
Go down the list.
Gary Evans, Roy Glenn, Walter Allen, Teresa Gale, Roy Glenn. Yeah.
He was number 12 of 12.
Yeah.
You can't even remember all their names.
Danny Jean, LaDonna. Yeah.
What's up with 2 names?
It's just country.
All right.
Beth Ann.
Nevertheless, you end up talking with all those people with 2 names, and you forget that you're eating and drinking so much. And it's mindless. And before you know it, you've consumed a pile of calories, a bunch of fat, sodium, sugar, and eating these nutritionally void foods and beverages. The truth is, during holidays, people gain about 1 to 2 pounds on average. All that nonsense of gaining 10 and 15, that's not true. I haven't found one study to support that. People that are overweight tend to gain a little more, about 5 pounds. But that 1 to 2 pounds sticks. The research does support that. When you gain weight during the holidays, that weight tends not to come off from one holiday season to the next. So that's the bad news about weight gain. Mm-hmm. But nevertheless, it's still, it may be a small amount, but builds up. Practice conscious eating. That's a small win. Just be mindful, just a little bit. Say, okay, I'm not going to do this mindlessly. I know that this lady cooks very good, and it's a lot of fun to come here to eat, but I just need to, put a governor on that appetite. You remember like the governors on the car where you can only make them go so fast? Mm-hmm. Then practice portion control. Make it a special point during the holiday to do that, to prevent overeating, gaining weight, and putting undue metabolic stress on your body. And then you get these surging blood glucose and insulin levels. Portion control is about serving size and practicing moderation. That's all it is. Don't eat like you're going to eat for a clear day. Put just a little, if you can't see the plate and the plate looks like a giant hubcap, you're going to be overeating. Use a smaller plate. Use smaller plates. I'm telling you, there are studies to support that. Cornell Food Lab, they've done that research. Smaller plates and flatware. It does make a difference. It's like shoveling. If you have a big shovel, you can shovel more, right? If you have a small one, so use smaller utensils as well. There was a study entitled Ice Cream Illusions, Bowls, Spoons, and Self-Served Portions. They looked at this issue. It was done out of the Georgia Institute of Technology. But Cornell Food Lab's done some of that work too. Portion control. It's serving size and moderation. Eat slowly. The other day, I gave a protein bar to Gary, and I cut it up into like 10 pieces. I said, here's your protein bar. Eat one piece at a time. What did I notice? I noticed that a few days before that, he had a protein bar, and he unwrapped it, and I was packing my bag to leave the studio. I turned around, and it was gone. He consumed it in 2 bites. He's a fast eater. And I was trying to make a point with him. I haven't followed up. I'm following up now on air. You eat slowly. Speed racing is one thing. Speed eating is an entirely different matter, Mr. Gilkey. What do you make of that?
It is. I mean, there's a difference.
You do eat fast, don't you?
Well, I eat fast because I'm on the go for everything I do.
Is that a function of being raised in a house with 12 kids, you think?
Yeah, well, that and food protection.
What are you talking about?
Okay, so like if you got up from the table and left and you had a plate, and somebody wanted something off your plate, they would just take it.
Really?
So you ate like a lineman from the NFL. You had your arm out, and then yeah.
So the other kids were taking food off your plate?
Oh yeah. I'm telling you, I was skinny until I got divorced.
You were skinny until you got divorced. Eat slowly. As I said, eating quickly tends to block the release of certain gut hormones that create a feeling of fullness. It's now recognized in the world of science that eating too fast tends to cause people to overconsume food. I won't get into the YY, PYY, glucagon, peptide. No, that'll bore you. Just eat slowly. Wait before going back for seconds. In conjunction with eating slowly, wait at least 2 minutes or so before going back to pile up that plate again. That will help prevent overeating and creating metabolic stress. It takes a little bit more time for the brain to send the signal or create the feeling that you are satiated or full. So engage in that's part of mindful eating. I'm not going to race back to that buffet table soon as my plate is clear. You may not want to. If you wait, just sit for a couple of minutes. Use smaller plates and flatware. Drink lots of water. These are small wins. This is no big deal. I realize that this isn't earth-shattering. We're not going to alert the media. Eat low-energy dense foods. I'll tell you what that is when we come back. And, oh, by the way, start with a salad. That you can pow mile high, especially if you're in Denver, where I was for Thanksgiving. We'll have the LTN health question of the day, and I'll tell you about low-energy dense foods. Great concept, and it works.
Almost 52% of men experience erectile dysfunction and benign prostatic hyperplasia. If you've had challenges with virility, sexual health, or low energy, Body Vigor's Alpha Extension may be the answer for you. Body Vigor's Alpha Extension can help revitalize your alpha male and extend your love. Our formula is one of the highest quality nutraceuticals available, formulated to support the processes involved in promoting a healthy male sex drive, energy, and stamina. Alpha Extension has 2 powerful herbal blends, Virilomax, which focuses on male sexual health, and T-Pump Activator, which helps balance your testosterone levels. Revitalize your alpha male with Body Vigor's Alpha Extension, exclusively available on Amazon.com.
LTN holiday health question of the day. Earlier in the show, I was talking about, with our guest, talking about the Gina Moss from the Renewed Life, talking about systems of elimination in the body and how we build up a body burden of toxic chemicals from the air, the water, the soil, the food chain over a period of time. And we're all walking around with a body burden of these unwanted chemicals that can be, to say they're deleterious to one's health is an understatement. Here's the question. With this particular species, Homo sapiens, how many systems of elimination do we have? 3, 5, or 7? How many systems of elimination come with this model or organism? 3, 5, or 7? Here's the number to call to win a $25 supplement gift card. It's all good.
877-897-8255. That's 877-897-8255.
And all 7 of them are going to be working in full gear during the holidays. Now, here is a big clue as to how to maybe do better during the holidays. Avoid high energy dense foods. Eat low energy dense foods. I'll try to keep this simple. This is great. This will work. First of all, what do I mean by energy density? Energy density. Energy equals calories. Just remember, energy equals calories. Energy density is the relationship of the number of calories to the weight or volume of food. In other words, calories per gram. Now, you're not going to be walking around with something to measure food. You just have to know which foods are high in energy and which ones are low. Weight or volume means the amount of food in a portion or serving. So energy density is simply the concentration of calories in a portion or serving of food. That's it. How many calories in a serving? The higher the calories per serving, the more dangerous those foods are. The lower the energy, the safer and healthier they are. And there's a way to figure this out. There are types of energy-dense foods. Basically 3. Simple. There are those that are high energy-dense foods. You know what those are. Cookies, crackers, cakes, chips, cupcakes, cheese, milk, butter, cream, eggnog, high in calories. There's a lot of calories per volume or per serving of food. Any of the desserts, all the processed foods, the candies. These are all holiday types foods, right? Then there's medium energy dense foods. By the way, the high energy dense foods, there's 4 to 9 calories per gram of weight. That's a lot of calories per gram. Medium energy dense foods, there's about 1.5 to 4 calories per gram. Things such as hard-boiled eggs, I'm not a fan. Dried fruits, love them, but they ring you up like a pinball machine. Bagels, hummus. I love hummus, but it's a relatively high energy dense food. Whole wheat bread, not whole grain, whole wheat. Cheeses, skim milk, and they're still high energy dense foods. They may be low in fat, but they still have a lot of calories. Then you got the low energy dense foods. These range from 0.7 to 1.5 calories per gram. That's where you want to be. And you know what they are. All the greens, salad greens, asparagus, green beans, broccoli, zucchini, broth and based soups can fill you up. If you're going to eat cottage cheese, you want to insist on eating dairy, eat fat-free as much as you can. There are 9 calories per gram with fatty foods, with fat. Fat has 9 calories per gram. Carbohydrate has 4 calories per gram. So eat the vegetables, eat the fruit, eat the legumes, eat the whole grains. Whole grain pasta is fine. There's a lot of fiber in there, so it's not going to jack blood glucose levels. Just low energy dense foods. Eat more of those, less of. I didn't say abolish them. Of course you're going to have a piece of cake. Of course you might have a sip of eggnog. Of course you're going to eat some of these holiday foods. Okay, no takers on the question. How many systems of elimination are there? I'll give you 2 choices, 3 or 7. How many do we have in our body that will help eliminate toxins? Nature believes in, backup systems. There's a hint. How many systems of elimination? 3 or 7? Here's the number.
877-897-8255. That's 877-897-8255.
These systems of elimination were intended to carry a body burden that was commensurate with our environment, meaning that we now live in an environment that has more of these toxic chemicals than were around when we were evolving. We're still evolving. But starting with the 19th century moving forward, the past couple of 100 years or so, that's nothing compared to the millennia before that when the environment was not as contaminated. And these systems of elimination, we selected, through the process of selection and evolution, developed these systems. They were not intended for a heavy load of toxic chemicals, and they can't keep up. So that's how we got into cleansing. Let's go to Michael in Pinellas Park. Michael, how many systems of elimination do we have? 3 or 7?
7.
Yeah, we do have 7. Your liver, your lungs, your kidneys, your blood, your lymphatic system, your skin, right? Your colon. I mentioned kidneys, all of them. Congratulations, Michael, and happy holidays and healthy holidays to you and your family, Michael.
Thank you, sir. Same to you.
Take care of yourself. Have a wonderful weekend. Take care. I know you'll be doing shopping and running around. Keep some of the little small wins in mind that I laid out for you today. Enjoy your weekend. Enjoy your holiday. Stay mindful. Stay in the moment. Be grateful. Love you. See you Monday.